Hey friends, just going to take a few minutes and walk you through a process of developing your own infographics so that you can mobilize prayer and laborers to unreached and frontier people groups. Let's get started. A few things that you're going to need is NotebookLM, which is a free Google resource. And then optionally, you can use Gemini. And so I'll show you how to use these two. So in NotebookLM, if you're not familiar with NotebookLM, basically it's a large language model that you're able to create notebooks, and those notebooks are basically allowing you to upload sources. And so when we think about uploading sources for infographics, we need a source of information. So if you want to do a people group infographic or a country infographic, going to the Joshua Project is a great thing. So let's say you want to highlight frontier people groups of a specific country. So let's go to country and then pick the country that you want to highlight. So let's choose Algeria. And then if you only want to focus on frontier groups, all of these columns you can sort by clicking. So now you have all of the frontier groups here at the top. So let's say we just want to do these top 5. So we need to capture these as sources. And so the cool thing about NotebookLM is sources can be websites or videos. All you have to do is paste the links. So you go, and if you right click and copy link address and then paste it into here and then return to add a new line, again, copy link address. And so I'm going to do this for a couple here. Okay, so now I have 6 people groups added. You hit insert. And so basically now NotebookLM is going and capturing information from those 6 web pages. Okay, so now that the information is loaded, you'll see over here on the right side the studio, and there's lots of things that you can do with the content. Today we're going to be focused on the infographic, and I'll also show you the slide deck. If you click the pencil on infographic, you're going to get a couple options. So you're going to get your orientation. So do you want it landscape, portrait, or square? Let's do our first one as portrait. And then you're going to need to describe the infographic. You don't have to, but if you want to have some consistency in what it looks like and actually give direction, you'll want to do this. And so actually I've created just a simple infographic prompt that I copy and paste and then massage just a little bit to keep consistency. So I'm going to copy this, paste it, and you'll see focus on high level overview of each group. The idea is these are frontier people groups, and so I didn't choose a filter for population, so I'm going to take this out as far as the population and then just put in Algeria. Make a design that feels compatible with the Joshua Project profiles. At the bottom in small letters, add source, joshuaproject.net 2026. And it gives a color palette, which obviously you can change out, text, typography, those things, and you just hit the generate button. Now you'll see it over here on the right side generating infographic, and we'll pause. Sometimes it takes about 30 seconds to a minute to generate that, and then we'll take a look at it. All right, so click over here. Now we can open this up and see a preview, see if we like it or not. Okay, so there you go. You can zoom in, you'll see the information. You'll see the source, Joshua Project there at the net, at the bottom. And then you can download this as a PNG image. And so then if you want to go add it, edit it, you can take it over to Canva. You can put your own logo on it, a QR code, whatever it is. So I want to show you one thing about the infographic that if you have Google Gemini, that's an option. So if you hop over to Google Gemini, and then we're going to create an image, and I'm just going to take actually, let me do this plus sign here first, and then basically this is something that's been added recently to Gemini, is this NotebookLM. So basically it uses NotebookLM as the source. So I can go over here to the unreached groups in Algeria, click it, add, and then I'm going to take the same prompt and you can see the prompt. If you go here, you can view custom prompt and you can copy that. And then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to write create an infographic and then paste what I had. So create an infographic, focus on high level, blah, blah, blah. You're going to see the same thing. And I'm going to show you why this is a different way of thinking about it. So you hit submit, let it generate. We'll pause for a second. All right, so now we have this infographic. And so the cool thing about using Gemini in this way is let's say you don't like this. So you see this one is landscape because I didn't give it the designation to do that. And then it has these site numbers where it's citing, I guess, I don't know exactly. I guess this is coming from the website. So the cool thing about this is you can iterate with Nano Banana Pro. So I can then say, all right, I don't like this. So let me just write a prompt out here. So now I've just basically said, I don't like this. Make it vertical, remove all references to that site that's in there, and add an image of each people group. Let's pause and see what it does. All right, now let's come back and take a look at this. So now it's changed that. So the thing with NotebookLM and their infographics is you can't iterate, meaning you can't make changes quickly, or you can't really make any changes without just re-prompting. So and then if you like this, you get over here the download button, and you can download. And so the idea with doing this in Gemini with Nano Banana is then you can actually start to create things that are more useful for you. So if you want it to say certain things, just tell it you want it to say those things, and then you can make it better. For example, right now it says a Joshua project overview. If you don't want it to say a Joshua project overview, we'll just tell it remove it, and then I'll let's say, for example, your ministry's name is Sent, just Sent. Maybe you could ask it to add the word Sent Ministries. Let's call it that at the top. And it's going to make that change. So let's pause and let it generate. All right, so now we've got this generated. So now it says Sent Ministries Frontier People Groups in Algeria. So again, you can download this. You can take it to Canva. You can tweak stuff. My design prompt is very, very simple. And so let's go back over to NotebookLM and let's not give it a prompt. So let's just click that. Let's make this one square and then hit generate. So this is without giving it any direction whatsoever, and then see what it looks like. All right, so let's check out the one without any prompt. So this is a square layout. There you go. So it gives you something like that. You get a lot more creativity, but it's not going to scale well. So whatever you want to do, you can do that. So let's give you another way of looking at this. So if you go to slide deck, and again, you click the pencil, and then I go to presenter slides, and then similarly, I have a prompt for the slideshow prompt. And again, it's for consistency, colors, design, all of those things. If you don't care about consistency, get creative. Now let me see what I need to change in here. Okay, so let me edit out what this is. So it's Frontier Muslim People Groups. Again, I didn't do the population in Algeria. And then each group gets a slide, and people will pray for them one at a time. The final slide's a call to continue praying for these groups and giving toward the work in Algerian communities. On the final slide at the bottom, learn more at, put in your ministry information there, and then hit generate. So let's pause and let that generate. Okay, so now let's take a look at our prayer guide. It's pretty impressive, huh? Imagine having something like this to roll up to your prayer meeting with and praying for the unreached. Looks nice, right? So again, you can take this and you can adapt this to however you want. I'll give you one caveat. Whenever you download this, it's downloaded as a PDF. So typically what I do is I'll take these PDF basically as images and then load it into a Canva presentation. So that way, if I want to change anything or add anything, I can just do it right there in Canva. You could do the same thing with PowerPoint. But just know you're not going to be able to take this, download it, and use it. But all right, so let me give you one more example because I know a lot of people I interact with is working among the diaspora. So it doesn't have to be Joshua Project. You can do this with any sites. Over here in UPG North America, if you go to like one of the North America overviews, so like let's grab the Kurds in North America. And again, we're just going to take and copy. Actually, that's just the image. So let's actually open the page. And then what we're going to do is going to copy the URL. And then we're going to go over here to NotebookLM. And then we're going to drop in our files, or we're going to go to websites. We're going to paste this in, and then we're going to insert. Again, we're just going to go through this process really quickly to give you another idea of what this would look like with just one source and no special prompt. All right, so let's go over here to Infographic. Let's do this one, portrait, no specific description. Again, you're going to want to do that yourself, but let's just hit generate. All right, let's take a look at this one. Again, we gave no specific prompt, but there you go. There's a nice little illustration. Use that as it is, but let's do one more. So I'm going to give you this prompt right here. So this is a much longer prompt that you can put into Gemini. You actually put it in NotebookLM, but it gives a lot of specifics of how you want to do this. And then I need to add the source for unreached people groups of North America, add that source, and then make sure we have create image. I don't want, and let's submit, and then we'll take a look at this, and then we'll wrap up. All right, let's take a look at this. Okay, so again, I don't know why Gemini started doing all of this citing on their infographics. It actually looks really bad, but because it's in Gemini, we can move it off. And so again, we could just tell it remove all the cite, download it, get ready to run with it. So just kind of recap high level. Remember, NotebookLM is where you're going to add your sources. The other thing you can do is on add sources. It's not just websites, it's any YouTube video. So if there's a YouTube video that has information about a people group or a country that you want to develop infographic on, paste that in here. The other thing that you can add as sources is files from your computer, anything from your drive, or just copied text. You can also search online for sources, but typically I'm just dropping in my own sources. NotebookLM is free. If you notice here, I can upload 300 sources. I think with the free account, you're limited to 50 sources, but you can create infographics. You can do all of this with the free account. I've only been using Gemini as a pro user, so I don't actually know what is available on the free Gemini account and what's on a pro. Currently, pro is at $20 a month, and I use it pretty frequently, not specifically for this, but I found Gemini to be a good resource. I use NotebookLM, Gemini, Claude, ChatGPT pretty regularly. I haven't found ChatGPT or Claude to be good on image generation at all. So that's why I'm sticking to the Google stuff right now. Hope this is helpful. If you've got questions, send me a message. You'll find a copy of the prompts that I used, or the template prompts, in the comments below. Hey friends, thanks for sticking with me. I hope this has served you well as you seek to mobilize prayer and laborers and the gospel among unreached and frontier people groups. Just two requests. One is, let's be faithful and give credit to where we're getting our information from. So if you're getting it from, Operation World, Joshua Project, UPG North America, just work to get that on your infographic so that people know where your information is coming from. It's actually going to carry more weight if you're giving that source information. And we're not asking, it to be big, but just do that. The second thing is if this has been helpful and this is freeing you up and helping your ministry, would you consider doing one of a couple things? I'm trying to launch a Substack. You could bless me by subscribing to my Substack. That will be in the notes of the notes on this video. You can sign up for our ministry updates if you want to follow how we're serving the Lord through Joshua Project as director of people group data and how God's moving. Sign up for our ministry updates. And 3, if this has been a blessing to you, would you consider making a financial contribution to our ministry? Even something small, just a gesture to say thank you. It would be a blessing to us and an encouragement for the time that I've spent to help you in this process. Thanks so much.